Gouki Tatsu is really difficult to deal with because either it's going to whiff over you like this from far away, or if they're doing roundhouse, it's going to hit you. So this means that you can either crouch block this, in which case he's very close to you, or you can stand block this, in which case he's further away. So 176 pixels versus 115. So a whole, like, 60 pixel difference, right? And that's a big deal. Because if you're trying to punish this and you block this, you're not close enough for your fastest normal. And crouching MK is not going to punish. The only way that you can punish the crouching MK is to basically hit him as he's going over you. You can do the same thing with crouching MP, but both of these are very risky because they require different timings depending on how close you are when he tatsus. Because if you're closer like this, you're just going to whiff it completely, or potentially whiff to the front side. And this also means that crouching MP can be whiffed and you can end up getting hit on the opposite direction as well, which is why both of these things are inconsistent. So what about if you stand block this? Can you punish it then? Well, yes you can, but it is a very tight punish. So as you can see here, I got it once out of the two attempts, right? So if Gouki just raw DPs afterward, you're kind of screwed if you're trying to match that light kick. And if you mistime it, well, then you just get hit and you go right into another Gouki set play, which is not what you want to have happen. So stand blocking this doesn't really work. If you're going to be stand blocking medium kick one, you actually get a punish with 1, 2, 3. But if you're going to try to like block this and then do 1, 2, 3, standing light punch is not going to work and actually give you the close light punch to allow you to get the target combo. So it makes it very difficult to actually deal with this tatsu because of all the inconsistencies. Well then, what about actually parrying it? Well, that's a good point, because if you block the first couple hits and then you stand, you can parry. However, depending on the distance, you either get 2 or 3, depending on if it is a roundhouse tatsu. And if you are up close, it is a 1, no matter what. So you have to commit to the second parry and react to the thing. Unless you just parry once and then go for crouching medium punch up kicks. And this works great if you're able to condition yourself to do that. However, going for that parry all the time can be a risk. Even though dealing with Gouki can be similar to dealing with Ken's crouching medium kick, it's not the same. You don't want to be going from block to parry to block. You want to be going from crouch block to stand block to crouch block. And the reason for this is because when you stand up and then you crouch again, the last hit will actually go over you for roundhouse, and it will allow you to punish with 1, 2, 3. And if they do it with medium, it will still allow you to punish going in the opposite direction. So if you stand and then you crouch, you still get set play technically against him mid-screen. And you can vary this set play depending on which decision you make, right? Because you can stand and then crouch and then get up kicks, and you get different set play. You can still technically activate and go from one side of the screen to the other. Pretty easily. Well, at least for me off of the up kicks, I guess. It's not something most people will go for. But in most of these situations, you're going to have these tatsus coming at you at different timings. So as long as you're dealing with it like you would Ken, where, you know, high-level players will do block, forward parry, block. Because Ken is either going to do crouching medium kick into EX fireball, or he's going to do crouching medium kick into like crouching medium kick or a dash or something, and you'll be able to react to these things after you've blocked them a second time. The amount of time that it takes to go from the forward to the down back again isn't all that much, and the amount of time that it takes for the next attack to start up that goes low is more than this time should be for you to do this sort of input. So the same thing can be said for going to high block to low block, where as long as you do it at a timing where your opponent is going to still be able to hit you with their tatsu, then you can always crouch and punish, regardless of the type of tatsu it is. And if you mess up the timing on the crouch against a medium kick, it's fine because you get a standing punish, as long as you can react to them actually landing in front of you, like that. And it's a little bit easier to do this against the roundhouse because there's more hits, which gives you more opportunities to crouch in between them. But if you do it too early against them when they're too close, you can end up in a situation where you end up getting recrossed up because you don't stand up for long enough. So this takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's the best way to punish this. So the other common thing that happens is that they're going to tatsu off of close standing medium kick or close standing fierce punch. And this will normally come from, like corner situations after a reset, or if they are doing something after a dive kick, right? Where most goukis are not just going to raw tatsu after a dive kick. It's risky because it only works on hit. So when they're doing their dive kick into standing fierce punch or whatever, you still have to worry about this if you end up crouching after the dive kick or whatever. But that's not common, right? You're going to be standing. But what happens if you're standing when this starts? You can still crouch at the very end of the tatsu and punish. So it's very easy to, deal with this, because either you're going to crouch and then you're going to punish after the third hit, which happens for both medium kick and roundhouse, or you're going to crouch at the same time for the roundhouse, and the last hit's going to whiff over you completely and you'll still get the punish. So we're going to go over a more practical situation. First, we're going to go over a medium kick variant, and then we'll go over how roundhouse interacts with this. So if a gouki does a dive kick and then does close standing medium kick, there's two options that you have. You can stand block or you can crouch block. If you don't crouch block and gouki has meter, he can just go for crouching light kick because dive kick is plus on block pretty much no matter what. Or no matter what, I should say. So it's very risky to not be blocking your toes, right? Or watching your toes, so to speak. So in these situations, you're going to have to block low. And if the gouki does a medium kick tatsu, they're going to do one hit and then go to the other side and land, and then you're going to have to punish. However, if they do a roundhouse tatsu, it's going to go to the other side, and then you're going to get hit. So in order to prevent this, you actually have to do crouch block, stand block, crouch block. So it's very similar to dealing with the Ken stuff, where you'd crouch block, you'd block the overhead, and then you would stand block, crouch block, and then jump away or something, in order to deal with the crossover medium kick, stand medium punch, or the crossover medium kick, Kara back throw or something like that, right? Or the dealing with the crouching short. So it's a very similar situation where you have to block this and then crouch and then stand and then crouch. So either you're going to get the crouch after the third hit, or the third hit here is going to force a stand because of your block stun. In which case, if they do a medium kick tatsu, you'll actually still be able to punish if they land in front. And if you do this correctly, you'll actually get the crouch against the roundhouse tatsu, like I showed previously, and you'll get the punish on that because you'll actually get a successful crouch. To showcase that, depending on your execution, you will be able to block the second hit. It's going to be a very consistent offline, but trying to do this 100% online is going to be very tough no matter what. So if you're looking to punish these tatsus online, um, good luck. Consistency is going to be all over the place, but the idea that you're going to be able to do it off of these stand crouch stuff is still very viable, since actually confirming your tatsus online is also a lot harder as well.